And look at that, he's going moving to the front. Look at that gear he's in. You know, look at Cadence. Look at the ballerina footsteps, man. He's playing Tootsie with those S-Works SRM BB30 OSBB creaky cranks. Look at that. Look at the Tootsies going on here. And look how relaxed he looks. He looks ready to spring like a Springer Spaniel. And Boonen, look at Boonen. He's really squirming in that saddle. He's really got that tip. You know, he's got his mushroom tip hanging off the end of that tip. And he's really just squirming in the saddle. But look at Cancellara. He's just like, yep, I'm ready. Cancellara's looking down like he's a bit impatient. Like, when are we going to start this race? Boonen is just hanging on. He's thinking, man, I've got to hang on to the sprint and I've got to try and hose him. Look at this. We're coming up to the infamous. Boonen looks down to see if he's in his last gear, and he is. He's in his last gear. Cancellara's still got a few cogs to go, and we're going to see the difference between cadence and glycogen versus grinding. And look at that. Boonen is in his... Look at that. Look at the size difference in cassettes here. You know? Man, this is insane that pros still make this mistake even today in 2020. Look at that. Boonen is out the saddle already. He's grinding. Look at the cadence there. Differences. Look at that smooth. Look, again, we see Tootsie land. Tootsie. The Tootsie fly is landed on the speed play pedals of... look at that. Look at this. Look at the cadence already. The differences. Look, here we go again. Look at this getting magnified here. Look at the grinding. Boonen's really... He's starting to bonk. He's just... Look at his quads just flexing and rippling in the Flanders sunshine here. It's been a replay here. Look at this. And this is where people say, oh, that Cancellara's hit the button and kicked in his motor. There's no motor here, in my opinion. I can understand why people think that, but this is a classic example. Boonen is bonking. He's running out of muscle glycogen. He's all over the bike. He's wrestling. His gears are way too hard. And Cadence King Cancellara. Fabian Cancellara Cadence. Fabian Cadence Cancellara. You know? Look at that, man. If you want an example of cadence and carbs, 2010 Flanders is a highlight of that. You know what I mean? And it does look like a motor, because the gap that's about to open up right now is like Mandingo on a 45 kilo freshman. You know, it's just, the gap is about to get big. Look at that. Look at that. That is insane. That's like a Mandingo gap on a 4'10", 45 kilo freshman from Santa Barbara University. It is insane. Look at that. Look at that gap, man. Look at that. You could park the team bus within 5 seconds of that gap. Look at that over the top. Look at that. You know what I mean? That is insane. That is insane. Now, Boonen's quote was, I was riding at 55k an hour. I couldn't do nothing. Cancellara just rode away. Now, Cancellara is a very good time trialist. Won the world champs. Boonen, not so much. Boonen, incredible rider. Paris-Roubaix king. You know, Tour of Flanders, Green Jersey, Tour de France, lots of sprints. Cancellara didn't have that sprint power. And if you don't have the sprint power, that comes to time trial power, a bit of climbing progress. So you can see here that Cancellara is a bit skinnier, he's a bit scrawnier than Tom Boonen, Tom Boonen almost looks like a heavyweight kickboxer in this race. Obviously in real life they're pretty skinny, but in Lycra, the Lycra adds 20 pounds, 20 kilos. And, you know, I've ridden with Boonen before. In real life, he's when he's in form, he's a pretty skinny dude. But here in this video, he does look like a Cat 3 TRT bodybuilder, kickboxer sort of dude who's just taken up cycling in his first year. He does have a lot of muscle mass on him. Whereas you look at Cancellara, he's got the thighs, he's got the quads, but he's got skinny little calves. He's got a big thoracic area. He's got reasonably skinny little biceps. His biceps are as skinny as his forearms. Now you can see here, he's got the tip of his nose exactly over his front zip hub. Fortunately, this hub isn't a recoil hub because that could be the end of the race. And he's got his 10 speed. We're going to slow mo here. Look at the grace here. Look how he's breathing. He's hardly even breathing there. He's got a big expanded Zeppelin-esque thoracic area, but his gut there, I think it was that Eddie Merckx. That looks like Eddie Merckx in the Maltini jersey, just doing a check-up there. But look at the thoracic capacity there. I don't see much Zeppelin gut going on there. If you look at Lance Armstrong, Jan Ulrich, they had that big Zeppelin gut going on there. Cancellara's hardly even breathing. Now look at this. Look how relaxed he is. He goes to the back of his jersey. You know, he's so lucid. He's aware that the camera's there. Look at him. Mouth closed. Hands off the bars. Let's do that. Who's chasing you? Tom Boonen. Where you at? End of Flanders. Let's have a little Christmas tree decoration. Let's pull it out for the camera. Let's smile. I'm not even sweating. Mouth closed. I look back. Where's Tommy boy? Can't see him. Let's continue. This is insane. the level of advancement on VO2 max and glycogen nutrition partitioning that day is insane. Now he's got his hands up. He's like, you know what I mean? It's insane, man. It's insane. He's got his hands on his head. He's looking down at his stem. He's thinking, mate, we just ripped this whole race up. Specialized having a wet dream there in marketing. They're thinking, what can we say? And Specialized spam this win all over the bike magazines and Instaweb, as they should. Crazy. Grabs the Swiss flag. Super lucid. No Paris-Roubaix crashes here. And on the final lap, just look at that. Just flying the flag. Look at how lucid he looks. He's swapping the hands over. You know what I mean? There's zero fatigue. There's zero fatigue. His glycogen looks as full as it was in the start line. Look at that. Hands up in the air. Just cruising around. Holding the flag. Probably doing like 40k an hour. And holding the flag's not an easy feat, you know what I mean? Because it can throw you off balance. Look at that. Look, where is Boonen? Boonen's missed the bus. Look at that. Look at the gap, man. My friends, I don't think there was a motor involved. I just say he had really good blood that day, as you have to, as anyone does. And I'd say his glycogen levels. Look at Boonen. Boonen looks like a broken man. He's like, what just happened? Give me some jelly beans. Boonen, he lost the race there. I wouldn't say that Cancellara won it as much as Boonen lost it. Boonen's a better sprinter. It's a flat finish. It's just one climb to go. But then again, Cancellara is a superior time trialist. But Boonen, man, he was definitely bonking. The gap was huge. You don't create a gap that big unless Boonen has bonked. He's run out of glycogen. Maybe even water as well. Maybe he was cramping up. But I don't think it was cramping up, because if you're cramping up, you can't be getting out of the saddle sprinting. You cramp up and be off the bike. I would say that Boonen was just out of muscle glycogen, and you could see in his face, he was just really just like, oh man, I'm just out of here. And look at Cancellara, his face. Another thing is, Boonen's face is white. All right, he's normally a pretty tan guy. He's ghost white. Cancellara has got the Monaco tan going on, which is another indication. When you run out of glycogen, your face goes a bit white. You get a bit like lightheaded, like Matthew Van Der Poel in that Rainy World Championships last year, 2019. Where was that? New Hampshire, up in there. Manchester, wherever it was, in the UK somewhere, in the cold, shitty UK, wherever it is. It's all the same. So it's cold and grey. Excuse the French there. But that's basically it. Not enough muscle glycogen. Was there a motor involved? I'm going to say no. Who knows? Maybe there was. But I'm going to say there wasn't. I'm going to say it was Cadence. We saw that. We're also going to say that we did see the muscle glycogen in the face. We saw the strain on his face as well. Riding an e-bike, myself, it doesn't really look like it, because I would say he just bonked. But again, that's my opinion. I wouldn't put my life on it, but I definitely say that day was some very good blood volume, some superior glycogen partitioning, and that's about it. And Boonen I would say he just didn't eat enough carbs and didn't get enough water in, and his cadence was just way too low. Because look how far they were from everyone else. It's hard to remember that there was actually 150 odd professional cyclists at the back there. So it seems like a race is two people. Anyway, that's the deal. Leave your comments, questions down below. And back in the day when bikes were light,